amazing. We had a date targeted, and fortunately it all worked out. And now to be back, doing what you love to do, it's been tremendous. I got circumstances. You guys understand it? I understand it. It's already beat. It's already beat. The minute you get the diagnosis, it's like getting hit across the head with a baseball bat. There's a moment there. You've got a couple minutes to try to digest what the doctors just told you. And then it's like, okay, what do we have to do to beat this thing? You feel helpless. You feel powerless because you can't do a thing about it. I had to watch a game with my wife for the first time in 24 years of marriage, and that was something that I love her to death, but I don't want to watch any more games with her. I'm sure she doesn't want to watch with myself either.
Watching your team from a distance, what did you think? Better than expected?
I basically told them, I said, what you guys have done, am I shocked? I'm not, because this is what we talked about from day one. You guys just went out and lived it, and did it. We've become a really tight family in a short amount of time.
Cheerleaders, one or two, would agree to have their heads shaved in honor of Coach Chuck Pagano.
You've talked so much about the support that you've gotten. Are you surprised at how many different areas it came from? You had kids getting in touch with you and rallying around you.
Yeah, it was amazing.
You doing good? Corey, right? How are you?
I had gotten a letter during the first month of this in the hospital from Corey Lane. They said, would you like to meet these kids? Would you come before the game? And I said, absolutely.
I shaved my head for you.
Mickey shaves her head like the cheerleaders did, and the circumstances that she was dealt and what she had been through, and to see the smile. And then you look at a guy like a young man like Corey Lane, and he grabs you. And he's like the one, you can beat this. These are 15-year-olds. Just you be with young people like that and see what they're going through. It's easy to come back and say, look, if you ever complain about one thing in your life ever again, there's something wrong with you. Wake up and take advantage of every single day.
Before I let you go, tell us the story about the light on in your office.
I found out what Bruce had done.
I asked Mr. Irsay if we would leave the light on in his office permanently until he comes back, and we're going to do that.
Only if you're cut from the cloth that Bruce is cut from and the type of man that he is, would you come up with something like that.
When you got back into your office and the first time you left?
When I walked out of that office on Monday evening and turned that light off for the first time in over 3 months, it was like victory.
Many thanks to Greg Gumbel for an excellent reporting job and Chuck Pagano for agreeing to do it. He was embraced by so many people in that Indianapolis and beyond community. I'm not surprised, Boomer, salt of the earth people out there.
I'm not at all either, because Indianapolis is a great city. We visited there last year for the Super Bowl. They did a fantastic job. And Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Detroit, a lot of cities we played in, grew up in.
Played there many times, but they have the nicest fans in the world.
They do. And for Chuck Pagano today to take his team out on the field is going to be an amazing, I just think, emotional moment for him, his team, his fans, and I think that Bruce Arians deserves a ton of credit for what he did.
And I think Chuck Pagano was a real inspiration to a lot of us. He had a way of keeping everything in perspective. And as far as Bruce goes, you only have so many opportunities to become a head coach in this league. He's got a tough decision because he can stay here and groom this quarterback and stay with a good up-and-coming team, and he only may have one more chance to become a head coach in this league. But the one thing I would say about this team is they're going to play next week. They got to be careful to leave the emotion of this game, which really doesn't have a whole lot of implication for them.
Yeah, they're going to be the 5.
Leave it on the field this week because they got a playoff game next week.
And, you know, you look at the Houston Texans, and since they